Ladies and gentlemen, please make some noise for...
I told him when I come back, we're going swimming. So, tell everybody thank you for them. Скажи, дякую.
Дякую.
Не, английский.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, что? Very much. Еще раз.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. Future president of Ukraine right here. All right. Greetings, everybody, and welcome. It's nice to see you here on the live, and thank you. I tell you guys all the time, make sure you have that notification bell on because at any time we could go live. And if you're here new for the first time on a live, you saw the Ukraine intro. It's because I don't have a Israel-Iran intro because we support Ukraine. If you're new, I've worked there for 28 years and in Russia 30 years, but I also work all around the world. Just scheduled travel today. I'll be in Turkey in November doing some work. But today we're focusing, at least for the next little while, on talking about Israel. And because Israel is striking Iran right now, I know, I mean, unless you're under a rock somewhere, you realize that it's happening. And it is vitally important that we understand that this is connected to the entire globe. And that's really why I went live. I had a lot of people of my personal friends messaging me and saying, hey, did Israel just strike Iran? Because, of course, it's the middle of the night over there. And yes, I can tell you that Israel has launched a preemptive strike upon Tehran. I've got some footage of that. I also have every piece of news from my friends who are inside Israel right now. I do actually have some friends as well inside Iran, but I'm not connected with them instantly right now, but we will be getting information out of Iran as well. We want the entire picture, the entire understanding of what is going on, but we've been watching it. We've seen how Donald Trump and the administration here in the U.S. basically told the world that, you know, it's going to happen. In fact, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In fact, let me just play this again from a video we did earlier, and this will prep us. And then we're going to look at the map, and then we're going to look at some video, and then I'm going to tell you up to the minute what is happening directly reported from Israel. And we'll see what happens. So let's start with a couple of things. First of all, thank you for being here. Thank you for all of you guys in the chat. Thank you for the moderators. Appreciate all of you guys and the mods in the house. Just let the chat roll. Gloves off tonight because we have so many new people, and this live was extremely impromptu. So thank you for being here, and let's hop right to it. Appreciate to see all of you wonderful people. Now, I'll be looking for the chat. I'll be looking at the questions. Daddy Jim, thank you for that 10 pounds there. Thank you for breaking news, sir. Slava Ukraina, always. Thank you, Daddy Jim. Also, thank you right up front, Dunk on You 23, breaking news coverage through it all. If you're so inclined, please pray. Keep your fellow man in your hearts, and never forget Slava Ukraini. And Dunk also gifting 10 memberships. Thank you for that, Dunk. And I know I see a lot of my Australian family in here. Hey, hitting it at your guys' time. But let's stay focused right now, and let's assume nothing. Let me go to a few hours ago. This was Donald Trump speaking, and it's really interesting because actually he started. No, let me just go straight to him. The reporter after his press conference, I want to stay straight and focused, asked him, is Iran possibly going to be struck? Here's the video clip from earlier today.
Mr. President, how imminent is an Israeli strike on Iran?
Well, I don't want to say imminent, but it looks like it's something that could very well happen. Look, it's very simple, not complicated. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. Other than that, I want them to be successful. I want them to be tremendous. We'll help them be successful. We'll trade with them. We'll do whatever is necessary.
All right, so there you have it. And that was just hours ago. So especially for you guys that are in different countries, I know I have a lot of international viewers. In fact, it's almost a majority of my viewers are international. And thank you for that. But right now, you may not see all the time what's happening here in the United States. It's 9:19 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that would be 4:19 a.m. in Israel. And Tehran would be one more hour, so they are 5:19 a.m. So we can see just a few hours ago, President Trump he was just speaking and just a lot of mess, to be quite honest. But then the reporter asked him, because right prior to that, he had said, we're making good progress with Iran. And I have the video. I mean, I can show it to you, but I won't take time for that. We're making good progress with Iran and Israel. And then that reporter came in and said, okay, hold on a second. We're hearing that you're evacuating everything. Service family members can leave their positions. Red Sea warnings, Britain warnings, American embassy warnings, Iraq warnings, Iran warnings, Israel warnings. So what's going on? Is a strike happening? And then you heard the answer there. So let's start here, because I like to educate as well. And then the first thing I'm going to do, we're going to look at an ABC News breaking report, and that'll set the stage. And then I'm going to give you the messages that are coming in from Israel right now. And if we get anything from buddies in Iran, we'll give that to you as well. But let's start right here. Guys, just in case you're wondering, okay, because just won't assume anything. But we all love and support Ukraine. I mean, the majority here, I'm sure. There's Ukraine. Israel is here. And if you're wondering, Iran is here. And Tehran is right there. So Israel has preemptively struck into Tehran. That is what is happening right now. And now I'll take it a little closer for you to see. But here is Israel right here coming over to Tehran here. This is what we're talking about. Now, I want to go straight now to the ABC breaking news. Let you see that. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to pull up my messages from Israel. So let's go over here. I'm getting like a high-tech redneck here. So here we go. Let's do this. Hold it. Hold it. Come on, lady. Go full screen on me. Let's do that again. Ah, there she is. All right, here we go, guys.
Rounds so far.
Good evening, everyone. We have breaking news out of Iran at this moment. We're interrupting your regular scheduled programming because ABC News has learned that Israel has launched an attack on Iran, likely targeting Iran's nuclear sites. Tensions have been mounting in the region for several days. President Trump told reporters today that it could happen at any time. We want to go now to Selena Wang, who has the latest from the White House. Selena, what can you tell us?
Well, Lindsay, earlier today, I had asked President Trump about how imminent this Israeli strike on Iran's nuclear facility could be, and the president had told me that this could very well happen, adding that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon, telling me that the U.S. would help Iran be successful in any other way, even trading with the country. Now, this comes as President Trump in his second term has repeatedly stressed that Iran cannot be developing a nuclear weapon, that it cannot have a nuclear weapon. This comes as his envoy to the Middle East, Steve Witkoff, is actually heading to Oman on Sunday. He's scheduled to have another round of nuclear talks between the U.S. and Iran. There have been several rounds so far, Lindsay, of nuclear talks, and the president has repeatedly said that he's confident that the U.S. and Iran are getting close to a deal. But just this week, the president said that he was becoming less confident. He also told me today that if there is a strike from Israel on Iran's nuclear facilities, he was concerned that this could derail their negotiations.
I was going to ask you, Selena, what could this escalation mean potentially for those peace talks?
Well, again, the president, he had actually asked Netanyahu, he said last month, not to launch this sort of strike, worried that this could harm the ongoing U.S.-Iran negotiations. The president today saying that he believes this could, quote, blow up those negotiations. Now, this also comes, though, as the U.S. has already ordered some non-essential staff to leave Iraq, and also as the administration has also authorized family members of military members to leave if they want to voluntarily leave across the Middle East. The president saying that it could become a very dangerous place, and he wanted to make sure that Americans would be safe.
All right, guys, so there you have it. That's the breaking news that came out a little while ago. Now, I'm going to go now and give you everything that I can up to the minute coming out of Israel right now. Give me 1 second to pull that, and we'll leave that there. I also have, this is actually, footage coming out of Iran right now. And this is coming from Indian News Service, TOI. So they've been showing the strikes. You can hear it. In addition to that, I've also got cams in Israel if need be. But what I want to do is I want to update you completely on the news that's coming out of Israel. So if we need to go back to those cams, we will. But first of all, let's do this. I'm going to start... It's 7:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is 1 hour and 26 minutes ago. The message came, a war with Iran, period. And then at 7:59, just seconds later, Israel just departed for its attack at 8 p.m. And I'm going to do all this in Eastern Time. I'm sorry, but basically an hour and a half ago. Alarms are happening all over the country. We are forced to go to the bomb shelter. That was at 8. And I know that my friend writing here is actually near Jerusalem. And then at 8 o'clock, it came, the first official explosions happened in Tehran. And at 8:01 p.m., so 1 minute later, all of Israel was asked to go to bomb shelters. So I want you to think about that for a moment. This is not like what happens in Ukraine. We get an air warning symbol or air warning sign, and then it'll be for Lviv, or it'll be for Kyiv, or it'll be for Kharkiv. The air alarms go off, the alarms hit your phones, you go to the bomb shelter. And now, granted, Israel is much, 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 much smaller than Iran or Ukraine, but I can tell you at 8:01, all of Israelis were asked to enter the bomb shelters. The entire country population is going into bomb shelters. Confirmed 8:02 p.m. Israel, we have began it. We have done a preemptive strike on Iran. At 8:03 p.m., so basically an hour and 24 minutes ago, the Israeli Defense Forces came and they said, we have changes to the Home Front Command defensive guidelines. They immediately changed their guidelines to essential activity only allowed out in the streets. Immediately as of 1 hour and 24 minutes ago. Now listen to how serious this is, guys. And I'm not trying to sensationalize it. I'm reading the facts to you right off my screen. The guidelines that have been reintroduced, so it would be almost like a martial law without a martial law, but this is happening, in the middle of the night there. All educational activities prohibited. Any gatherings prohibited. Workplaces prohibited, except for essential sectors, which would mean what? Energy, maybe fuel, but whatever the essential sectors are. Water, maybe some government services. The public is now required to follow the guidelines published on the Homefront Emergency Channel. Full guidelines are being updated by the moment on the National Emergency Portal and the Homefront Command app. So that is actually an app that Israelis have on their phones. We then get a tweet from Mike Huckabee, who is the ambassador from the United States. And we're not here to talk politics, guys. We're just here to give facts. No matter what you think, he's the ambassador. He's there. He said at our embassy in Jerusalem, which means he's there and closely following the situation. We will remain here all night. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. The Department of State had put out prior to that, due to high tensions in the Middle East, the security environment remains complex and can change quickly. We remind you as citizens in Israel and the broader region of the continued need for caution and encourage them to monitor the situation. So that's what we have there. Now, that's only at 8:05, so that's an hour and 24 minutes ago. Listen, I'm reading ahead before I'm giving this to you so that I give it to you accurately. I'm even going to show you where Israel is struck in just a minute. I want to pause there because I'm watching a lot of stuff over here and I'm not able to watch the chat on a normal stream. I'm putting your comments up. For those of you that are new here, thank you. I'm interacting, I'm answering questions, but tonight I'm really focused on just getting the facts out to you, and I'm looking at 5 screens. So I just thank you. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for chatting in the chat and caring enough to hop on here and let me do my best to give you facts directly from Israel, direct. And if I get some from Iran, I'll give those to you as well. Now, let's continue on a time by time. I can tell you that 8:05, Iran launched ballistic missiles on Israel. Everybody heard that? Yeah, 8:05, Iran launched ballistic missiles on Israel. Let me go over here while you are digesting that for a moment. And I think what I'll do, let's do this. I'm going to go here. I'm going to give you guys a live screen, a little bit of sound here on Israel. Let's do this. Let's go to a different look here while I'm talking to you. How about that? So upper left quadrant is Haifa skyline. Upper left. Upper right is Jerusalem Old City skyline. Bottom left is Bethlehem West Bank. Bottom right, Tel Aviv skyline. So we'll keep our eye on that. That's much better than looking at me. We'll keep our eyes on that while I'm updating you. So I can confirm, and I trust this source 100%. Iran launched ballistic missile on Israel at 8:05. I can show you this. This was the first. I don't have any sound with it, but this, let's go here. I'm just going timeline, guys. This is 8:07. This was the first video out of Tehran, so you can see the strike. I mean, we're right on the city. So I don't know what the target is in Tehran. I'm sure it's connected to the nuclear program. I'll play that for you again, but you can see the smoke there in Tehran. Let's go back to here, and I'll keep going through my timeline for you guys, and then I'll take a look at the chat. I want to make sure I'm completely up to the minute. Okay. We also have, this is weird, all right? And maybe it's a war. Things go off. It could be from Iran or Israel, but we have a strike on the Iranian border with Iraq. That's what's interesting there. That was at 8:11 p.m. Not their time. That'd be 3:11 a.m., but I'm going off Eastern Standard Time because I'm reading my time. 8:12 p.m., Israel completely closed all of their airspace. So the airspace is completely closed. Now, we have confirmation at 8:23 p.m. Nuclear targets in Iran are being attacked right now by Israel. So now we're up to an hour and 10 minutes ago. Now, also have at 8:28 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the operation was named, and it's called People Like a Lion. So this is what Israel has named it. So the explosions in Tehran that I just showed you, confirmation on that at 8:29 p.m. that was actually, this is not going to be good in the big picture here. This was a direct strike on the Revolutionary Guard in Tehran. So that is what the IDF is saying at 8:29. The strikes and the smoke you see in Tehran are not random. They are direct strikes at the Revolutionary Guard, which is the elite force of the Iranian Defense Forces. Now, IDF reporting at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is, I'll put a little bit of that sound behind us there. 1 hour and 4 minutes ago, that Israel has struck the nuclear sites, Israel has struck missile launch sites, and Israel has struck military installations of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard forces. Now, here's where it's going to get interesting, because I'm going to give you stuff, guys. And this is coming straight in. All right. This is where it's going to get interesting. Let me go here. This is actually a picture from where the smoke was rising. Israel is saying here that they have struck at the operational leaders of the Iranian Guard there in Tehran. So Israel already publishing that this is one of the places they hit. And I know this looks like something you would see in Ukraine being struck. But no, this is in Tehran, and Israel showing listen, they're just showing what they've hit. You can see here at the top of this building. This is what the smoke is you were seeing there in Tehran. Let me continue on. And I won't stay here. I just want to get you guys completely updated. I had so many friends messaging me saying, Greg, do you know anything from Israel? I said, let's go live. Let's go live. Now, let's go. Holy moly, 8:32 p.m. Well, let me show you this one. Let's go here. 8:32 p.m. This is Tehran. This is, according to the Israeli Defense Forces, one of the headquarters of Iranian National Guard or the Revolutionary Guard. So you can see, guys, this is not just some random missile strikes that are happening in the desert. Although I will show you in a little bit a couple of the targets that Israel has hit tonight, and they've already confirmed. I don't know what's going to be the repercussions, and maybe there already are repercussions. I'm going through this on the timeline with you from my guys. Let me go over here and check this. By the way, let me say thank you for you guys that are watching. 4,759 of you watching live right now as I see it. Thank you for being here. Thank you for caring. I'm just trying to give you the information factually, step by step by step. And we'll see where we get to once I'm through the timeline, the information coming in from Israel. Thank you, Blonde Bombsheller. She's in here now. I'm not even able to watch the chat, guys. So I thank you, mods, for taking care of everything. Gifting 20 memberships. Dunk on you, gifting another 20 memberships. Kim Atkins, $5 super chat. Greg, I was told the chief of staff of Iran was killed in these strikes. It is highly possible, Kim. And if it did happen, I will have that information to you, I'm sure, in the feed I'm getting. So I'll continue through the timeline. Thank you for that. Guys, if you're here and you're new and you're just out looking for information tonight, thank you. Maybe consider subscribing, hitting that like button and notification bell on. We're always doing our best to serve and look for the truth, and we thank you for being here. All right, let's do, I'll keep you there. I'll go back to what I'm doing here and give you next. All right, so I've shown you Tehran. Okay, so Israel made an attempt to eliminate the Iranian Chief of Staff, Major General Mohammad Bagheri. So there you go. My next message after that, reading that chat there, Kim, was 8:32 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 hour and 6 minutes ago. Israel tried to eliminate the Iranian Chief of Staff, Major General Mohammad Bagheri. Now, do not yet on my timeline have a confirmation of that, but I will keep you updated. 8:34 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Cabinet of National Crisis Management Center in Jerusalem immediately convened. 8:34 p.m. I'm sure that is in connection. That's not with the military side. That's with the safety side on Israel. So I've already told you that 30 minutes prior to that, it was not only air alarm, but every Israeli citizen was requested to go to the bomb shelter, to the bomb shelter, period. Everybody. And tomorrow they've already basically enacted. They have not enacted martial law, but in basic understanding, everything is closed tomorrow except essential services. And tomorrow is Friday, which is interesting as well. We'll continue. 8:34 p.m. Senior American officials have confirmed to Al Jazeera that the United States is not participating in the attack on Iran in any shape, in any form, in any way. I can give you a picture right now of the meeting that is happening in the command bunker there in Israel. Let's take a look at that. I get good stuff in, guys. I'm telling you. So middle of the night there, and you can tell some of those guys look like they just woke up, but they're getting after it. And this is what is happening as of an hour ago. Let's go back now to this. I'll continue on with what I'm pulling for you. Okay, 8:36 p.m. Iran reported that they moved their supreme leader to a completely safe location. At 8:37 p.m., Israel, their second wave of jets just entered Iraqi airspace, which means they will be en route. I can show you another picture that is coming of Tehran. This is the attack where they tried to get the head. I have no confirmation yet in my feed that the head has been eliminated, although you were correct, Kim. There was an attack. He was targeted. Here is the picture of that scene. This is directly from Tehran, and this was the strike. It could be his residence. It could be command center. I don't know what it is. All I'm telling you is that is what that target is. I'm confident of that, where I'm getting my info from. Trust it completely. Haifa skyline went out, upper left, or it got very dark. It's still there. Everything else in Israel looking good. We also have the audio on. If air alarms go off in Israel, we'll hear it. You can hear the dogs barking. It's crazy what technology is, guys. It is crazy. Okay. So, why did Israel strike Tehran first? Because we heard from President Trump, we've been hearing from Israel, we've been hearing from the world that Israel would strike Iran's nuclear enrichment facilities, nuclear production facilities. That's what we've heard. Now, I can tell you those places are now buried deep inside of mountains. And I can tell you also today that when the United States stated that they would not participate in the preemptive strike on Iran, that eliminates the B-52 bombers from the United States, those Stratofortress bombers. They are the ones that can carry the bunker busters that can get deep into the ground. Israel does not have the ability, the aircraft, to carry the heavy bunker busters that the United States has. So they have already said that they would have to strike certain places multiple times to get to the level that they want to get to with precision. And, you know, we're seeing the second wave now entering Iraqi airspace. So Israel stated that at 8:39, 1 hour and 4 minutes ago, Israel confirmed that the reason they attacked Tehran first, and we've seen the destruction. If you're just jumping in the stream, you can go back a little bit and you can see some of the images, the smoke, the fires, the destruction of the homes, or the offices, whatever they are. They were targeting Iranian Revolutionary Guard commanders, multiple Revolutionary Guard commanders. So this is going to change. Just think about this from an Iranian perspective, because I like to think from every perspective. This is going to change Iran's view, potentially, that, okay, you say you don't want us to have nuclear weapons. That's what Trump said today. That's what you say. You know, we're talking about, and it's so funny. America said, Witkoff said, well, we're probably going to have some talks on Sunday. Yeah, good luck on that. There will be no talks on Sunday. But there's one thing to strike at a desert, and I will show you on the map. I have a map coordinates of one of the strikes, and I'll give that to you in just a few minutes. I'll show you the map. There's one thing to strike in the desert, but there's a different thing. Just think about it from the Iranian perspective of striking dead center Tehran, going after Iranian commanders. Now, Revolutionary Guard commanders, and you'll say, okay, well, Greg, Israel does this all the time. This is their modus operandi. They will strike into Lebanon. They will strike into Gaza. They're going after a certain Hamas leader, and then they'll put their picture up that they got him. That's their modus operandi. I understand that completely. But you're talking about an entirely different scenario with Israel taking out a Hamas leader in Gaza City or in Gaza or in Lebanon versus a massive strike on downtown Tehran targeting their military commanders. Big difference. And we will see what comes of it. But Israel has confirmed we went directly after their commanders. Okay, now, 8:40 p.m. Israel has launched a double-forked attack. Israel is not only attacking Iran, but confirmed 1 hour and 6 minutes ago that Israel is also attacking Yemen. Israel is also attacking Yemen. I'm going to do this. Let's go back here, and I'll just show you guys really quickly so we can just stay on with this. I'm going to go to this kind of map. It'll be a little easier to see, but Israel here, and all of our Ukrainian team, we're way up here, okay, guys? All way up here. But it's not that far. If you're wondering how long does it take to fly from Kyiv to Israel to Tel Aviv? Just a little over an hour. I've done it. It's just a short hop up and over the Black Sea and down over Turkey, hour and a half flight. So Israel has struck Tehran, and at 8:40, an hour and 6 minutes ago, they launched a strike onto Yemen. So they are attacking both ways. Now, this is why also probably, in fact, it makes a lot of sense. Now, why there was so many warnings for traffic. It came from Great Britain. It came from the United States. Ship traffic coming through Red Sea, coming through the Suez Canal. That's probably why, I'm sure. You know, there's no way Israel's doing this strike and U.S. knows nothing about it. Let's just be completely honest. U.S. may not be participating, but they know about it. And I'm sure other nations know some things as well. And that is why the warnings came up to be careful of this area, because most likely they knew that Israel was going to come towards Yemen and Iran at the same time. So let's go back to that. And that's the two places that the attacks are going on. I'm just going to keep going, guys, because it's continuing to come nonstop. All right. So we have a direct statement from the Israeli Defense Forces. And this happened at 8:43, 1 hour and 5 minutes ago. The IDF launched a preemptive strike to damage the Iranian nuclear program. IDF spokesman announces that a short time ago, the IDF, under the guidance of the political leadership, launched a precise and integrated preemptive strike based on high-quality intelligence with the aim of damaging the Iranian nuclear program and the response to the Iranian regime's ongoing aggression against Israel. Dozens of Air Force aircraft recently completed the initial strike, which included attacking dozens of military targets, including nuclear targets in various areas of Iran. That's the first paragraph. So instantly we know that, yes, there's a multi-wave attack, and we're seeing that now. And secondly, Israel was going after leadership and nuclear targets. The response to this, not only from Iran, but the response to this internationally is going to be very interesting to see what unfolds, and we'll be covering it. We'll be sharing it. And then the statement said about the home front command's instructions, the public has no option. They must obey all of the home front command's instructions, and we will update that continually. And that goes back to basically, without declaring it martial law, go to the bunkers. Every citizen of Israel, go to the bunkers, and nothing is going to work tomorrow except essential services. They then say the IDF, we have been conducting a lengthy process of assessments and preparations for this campaign at the front and in the rear. We are prepared for any component that will unfold from this. The IDF is prepared to continue to act as necessary as we need. And the state of Israel has a duty to act to protect its citizens and will continue to do so as required, as it has done in the past. We are conducting now an ongoing situational assessment, and we will update you on any additional developments. That was 8:43, hour and 7 minutes ago. Okay, now, Kim, you had sent in the chat saying somebody has been eliminated. So coming in from Al Jazeera, an Arab report, 3 of the key leaders of Revolutionary Guard leadership for Iran intelligence have been eliminated. Then targets all across Iran, 844 are being attacked. We have went all in. 8:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, 1 hour and 5 minutes ago, explosions in Baghdad. 8:45, new rocket launches toward Israel. Okay, so let's go back to the map, and let me change that one more time for you. We'll do this, and once again, Israel here. They're striking Yemen. They're striking Tehran, and I'll show you the other places when I get to that. And now we have explosions in Baghdad. So we have heat here, and heat here. Now, I do not know what the explosions in Baghdad are from. Just telling you what is coming in. But 1 hour and 5 minutes ago, there were explosions in Baghdad. So that is Iraq. And in case you guys, I'm sure if you're here watching this, you're in on your geography and all of this, but you do have Iraq that is in between basically Israel, Jordan, and then Iran. So just for laying it out. And then Yemen, which we're hearing about a lot, down to the south. Syria and Lebanon north, and Turkey is right here. And then you head up to Ukraine, and north of that, Russia. All right, let's go back to what we have here, and I will continue. Let me do this. For all of you guys in here right now, I want to say thank you. So Kim there, I'm looking at the chats right now, and then I'll go back to the update. Steve Fuller, thank you for the $20 super chat. He said, Greg, thank you for all the work you do. Steve Fuller, you are very welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for everybody that's here right now on the live. And the biggest thing you can do, guys, to help is just hit the like button. And if you're so inclined, you enjoy how I'm presenting the information. I'm sure there's a lot of new folks here. We've experienced a lot of growth in the last 30 days, just trying to shine the light on everything and to find the truth together. Consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell, because I'm telling you, there's a lot more coming after tonight. All right, listen. This affects Ukraine. This affects the war in Ukraine. And I know a lot of people here right now, if you've seen the stuff that we do, we're all in on the truth on Ukraine. I've worked there 28 years, 30 years in Russia. And if you don't think for 1 minute that this is not going to have a massive effect on the war in Ukraine, then I'm sorry, but I would disagree on that, because all focus of nations now is going to be turning even more toward Israel and Iran. We're having a massive all-in strike happening right now on their nuclear infrastructure. We're having a massive all-in strike right now happening against their senior commanders of the Revolutionary Guard, and we're getting confirmations that Israel is killing some of those guys. The world's changing again. It's like when the beeper attack that Mossad did, warfare changed. And then we had Operation Spiderweb in Ukraine just recently. Warfare changed. All of a sudden, drones are flying out of trucks and taking out Russian bombers. Now we have a serious, very serious, massive strike on Iran, on Yemen. We have explosions in Baghdad. And this is on top of just hours ago, Witkoff saying, the American envoy to the Middle East. Well, we're going to be talking on Sunday. I feel confident of that. And it had to be really pulled out of President Trump through the reporter's question, is a strike possible? Because before that, everything's okay. Everything's fine. Well, guys, everything is not fine. And I'm not here to put fear in you. We just need to have our eyes open that all of this is connected. Okay. Who just went into contract with each other months ago? Moscow and Tehran. Now, it was not a military pact, but it was an economic pact, and it was a agreement pact. It was a nuclear pact on nuclear development, Russia helping Iran. All of these things were there. And it was even Trump calling Putin, and Putin saying, hey, I can help you with Tehran. I'm buddies with Tehran. I can help you with that. And we see now that Israel is bombing the HELL out of them right now, massively. It's not going to change. It's going to have a serious effect on relationships between U.S. and Russia. The support of Ukraine, the eyeballs on Ukraine, the eyeballs on Israel. It's all connected. So we'll keep our eyes on it. Blonde Bombshell are gifting another. Let me catch back up. Y'all are rolling here. Yeah, Kim Atkins, thank you for that again. I answered your question, and we'll get some more information. Papa Dutch, crew member, 15 months. They do not go small. No, Israel does not go small. That's what you're referring to. Dr. Regan, my dear friend from France. Vive la France, Doctor. Thank you. 100. Papa Dutch, been following longer than that. $2. Papa, you've been around here a long time. Daddy Jim gifting 5 memberships. Thank you for that, my dear friend. Kim Atkins with another super chat 5 asking, so will Iran strike countries that allowed Israel to use their airspace? Great question. So that, as of this point, what I'm reading and following, and we're going to continue working our way through it, I don't know the answer to that. But just let's think about it logically. It was the United States over the last 48 hours evacuating a lot of our personnel, not military, but family, support staff out of Iraq. Listen, we, U.S., they knew. There's no way they didn't know. So what happened in Baghdad? Maybe we'll find out in a little bit. Steve Fowler, $20. Thanks for all the work you do. Now I'm catching up to that one. You're very welcome, Steve. It is my honor and joy. Blonde Bombsheller, phenomenal job modding with all of our guys there. Thank you for that 50 gifted memberships. Sandy, Australian 30. Love your channel. So up to date and informative. Keep up the great work. Sandy, thank you. You are very, very welcome. Bad News Badger, DKK 50. Pakistan, India, and Taiwan in, as Trump repeatedly say, in 2 weeks. Yeah, exactly. Bad news. Exactly. And this is what really, in some of the earlier videos today, I did one earlier in the day, and then I did a cooperative video with Professor Curtis. We were talking about this. The 2 weeks, on and on. I solved Pakistan and India. We've been doing this now. I've been streaming for 44 minutes, and yet have I opened my mouth about China and Taiwan. but we know it's there. So listen, it's all happening, man. You guys, we're being educated together. Let's do this. Papa Dutch, $2 super chat. AA sites will also have also been prioritized. That is correct. Papa Dutch 5. So listen, he can put some meanderings out there. Long time on our channel here. It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood, boys and girls. Can you say global destabilization with a shocked look on the face there? It's what's happening. Adrian, my brother over there in Europe. Thanks for the update, Greg. You're an engineer on the Hope Train and so grateful. Gifting 50 memberships tonight as well. Thank you for that, Adrian. Daddy Jim, congrats on 100K subs, sir. You deserve it. I don't even know that happened, but thank you. Thank you, guys. We just want to keep fighting for truth. All right, we're caught up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's go back to the news feed that I have coming in. And once again, if you're just jumping in, the video feed that you are watching while I'm talking is in Israel. Because I don't have any live cams I can get to out of Iran. Plus, I wouldn't know where to do it. But here, we're covering the major cities in Israel. I've got the audio on. We're listening to the birds and the dogs. If the air alarm goes off, we'll hear it. I promise you. So keeping that there for us while I continue to update you. Lucy Goose Hikes, $10 super chat. Can you speak to Iran's allies, Russia, and probably China? Thanks for this live stream. Good to be informed at least. Thank you, Lucy Goosey Hikes, for that. So you, Lucy, you have the understanding of what's going on. Listen, guys, we have a real big split in this world. And I don't want to go into the geopolitics of it now. I want to keep updating us on what's happening right now in Israel and Iran. But here's the deal. You've got Russia, you've got China, you've got North Korea, you've got Iran. Complicit in that is India. And now we see the change in the rhetoric coming after the South Korean elections, which are much more positive, leaning now toward establishing relations with North Korea and China, backing off of the U.S. And we have a long-standing relationship there with South Korea, of course, after the Korean War. Then what you have is you have the divide from the West. Europe, United States, Canada, and then I bring in Australia, New Zealand. But if you look inside that Western coalition, a lot of fractures going on in there as well, internally inside Europe, and also globally between the United States and all of our friends around the world right now. We have a big mess going on, and that's why we watch it every day and hunt for the truth every day. So now let's go back. I'll keep the cams there. Let me keep on the timeline here. 8:45, new rocket launches toward Israel were detected at 8:46. And once again, guys, I'll pull that cam down a little bit there. I can still hear it. If the alarms go off, I'll fire it up for you. At 8:46, and as a reminder, if you're just jumping in, I'm using Eastern Standard Time, not Israeli time. Right now, it's 5:02 a.m. in Israel. Prime Minister Netanyahu spoke at 8:46 p.m., and he stated in recent months, Iran has taken steps in the field of armaments that it has never done before. This is a weapon that could threaten our very existence. Now, this goes into the story of Israeli intelligence, American intelligence, and British intelligence, MI6, have been stating that even during the negotiations that have been going on, that they are shamish, meaning like a sham, and Iran was doing this to drag their feet so they could continue development, enrichment, developing a weapon. We're seeing now the results of this. Now, once again, we talk about similarities between Iran and Russia, dragging the feet. That's what Putin does. He's a master of dragging the feet while he continues to bring hell down upon Ukraine. That's a different topic, but connected. Okay. Confirmation from U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio at 8:47 p.m. Israel did inform us of this attack, and we are warning Iran not to attack our bases. That's it. All right, here's some video coming in. This was 8:49 p.m. I'll give you this one. And this is in Tehran. Iranians are in shock. I've been in many scenes just like this in Ukraine after a strike, and I'm not sympathizing with anybody here. I'm just giving you the facts. There's no worse feeling than standing in a street like that and the building beside you's blown up. It's difficult. There's an emotion that's indescribable, and for those of you in here that are veterans, and you've seen combat activity or you've been around that, you understand. Okay, so we have explosions in Natanz. I'll turn that down a little bit as Israel's waking up. Reports of explosions in Natanz, and I'm also getting a count on how many missiles are being used now. So let me do this, and I'm going to show you guys Natanz. And I'm going to do this on the map. Let's go here and go back to this map, and I'm going to type in Natanz right here. This is Natanz, and let me change it to this. You can see, guys. All right, I'm going to show you now. This is where Israel has struck. This is the little city of Natanz. And if I give you reference point on that, this is more what everybody's expecting. Okay, we're expecting Israel to strike these nuclear sites in the middle of the desert, in a mountain somewhere. But the first strike, surprisingly, went to Tehran, and I can confirm to Tehran, the capital of Iran, and I can confirm to you that over 100 missiles rained down on Tehran on the first wave of the attack. Over 100 missiles. But we're expecting more of an attack like on this little place. But I can tell you that Natanz has been hit very, very hard. Now, logically for me, I don't know exactly where it was hit. All I'm telling you is it was Natanz. But if I'm looking at this, you see this big mountain range here? This is more flat ground. This goes up to a mountain range. Most likely, and I do not know, this is where one of their development places were that Israel targeted, because there's no reason for them to hit the little town of Natanz. So they have struck somewhere in this vicinity of Natanz, but that definitely is confirmed. Let me keep going here. Benjamin Netanyahu came on at 8:50 p.m., an hour and 17 minutes ago, and he said to the Iranian people one statement. He says, the day of your liberation from tyranny is closer than ever. I can confirm to you at 8:51 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Iraq closed their airspace. We have also strikes in Fordow and Isfahan. Now, guys, I don't know these places. This is not Ukraine, where I'm going to have to look it up with you, but it's going to probably be more of what we were expecting. Let me check here. So, Isfahan. Okay, let me tell you this right now. So, I have my message here at 8:52. Blast in Natanz. We've struck Natanz. I've shown you that. Strikes in Fordow and strikes in Isfahan. And let me write those down, and then I'll look them on the map. Fordow and Isfahan. Okay. The message that came immediately after this. Remember these names. Isfahan, Natanz, and Fordow. So after the confirmation of the strike, then IDF is saying, remember the names of these three places. And you can see there in Bethlehem, the light is starting to come up. So let's go actually look and see where they're at here. First place we looked at was Natanz. Now I'm going to look up Fordow. And I'll give you that. As I'm looking it up, you'll look it up with me. Okay, look at here, guys. This is Fordow. Once again, this is what we expect. Okay? Out in the middle of nowhere. And once again, it's going to be the same type of terrain. So they're calling it this location, but you can see this is in the mountains. So somewhere here, there is a target for Israel that Iran is using for nuclear development. The other place is Isfahan. Coming right up. I got good information coming in. Okay, Isfahan looks to be a little bigger place, and it's flat. Relatively. This is a bigger city. I know nothing about Isfahan, but Israel has also struck Isfahan. This looks more in a deserty plain. I mean, there's some ridges there, but they're not big mountains. In fact, you can see there's a river green belt coming through. So there's been some target here in Isfahan. If you're wondering where that is in relation to Tehran, we have strikes in Tehran, and then we have strikes. Basically, these three cities are located in that zone right there. So right in the middle of Iran, which makes complete sense, 100%. All right, let's go back now to, I'll give you the live cam again, and I'm going to get all the way caught up, and then we'll see where we're at, and I will say thank you again. 8:53 p.m., Iran declared full state of emergency in the country. IDF came out and spoke again at 8:54. IDF stands for Israeli Defense Forces. We have no choice, but we had to make the decision. This is a war. Now, we do not have where Israel has, and I don't know their process, like in the United States, Congress declares war, and it's official. I don't have anything yet that Israel has some official declaration of war against Iran, but the IDF spokesman 1 hour and 20 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago, says this is a war. We are left without a choice, and we have to protect our lives. 8:56 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, all senior Israeli officials were moved to protected locations. I can tell you that the Iron Dome has worked in Israel, and it was earlier before I started the stream, or we probably would have had the air alarms, but this is actually a photo, and you can see here the Iron Dome air defense going off on the way to take out incoming into Israel. And we told you there were launches into Israel, but right now they've been eliminated, as I know right now, but we're listening to the feed to see if others come in. Let me keep going for you guys, because we're going to catch it. Okay. I got some video now coming out. No audio on it, but I can give it to you. This is actually the strike on Tehran. I mean, it's every... Holy moly! Okay, I'm trying to remain expressionless in this, but I told you guys the information I received was Israel dropped over 100 missiles on Tehran, and I didn't expect to see that. I mean,
Bowser has become a member.
Look at that. So the question I have, and this is just with my working with Ukraine and being in the war zone 14 months there, and I'll be returning next month to Ukraine. Does Tehran have no air defense? It doesn't look like nothing happened. All right, now, Benjamin Netanyahu came out at 9 p.m. Eastern and stated, "We have attacked the senior officials of the nuclear program. They were also part of our targets." So it was not only senior officials of the Revolutionary Guard or commanders, but it was also senior officials of the nuclear program. See what else I can get for you here. Israel has also attacked the cities of Kermanshah, Iraq, and Kerman. Holy moly, man. I'm going to write them down. Kermanshah, Iraq, and Kerman. And those were directed on nuclear and military bases. So let's go here, and we'll go here. And let's just see where they're at, because I don't know. But we will find out. Kerman. So look at here. Kerman and Kermanshah. Different places. All right. So here's Kermanshah. Bigger city. So this was not into the mountains somewhere. This was probably base, probably leadership is what was struck with Kermanshah. And you can see, give you in reference to Tehran here, Kermanshah here, and a lot of the other sites were here. Now, let's see where Kerman is. Kerman is here. Another flat city, so we're not talking about a strike into mountains or underground facilities. They're going right at the bases here. I mean, I don't know what they struck, but I do know they struck this, so I'm not going to sit here and waste your time looking for it. If I get the information, I'll show it to you. But you can see now. Let's just look at the map. So Kermanshah was over here. The nuclear sites they attacked was here. Tehran is here. I've shown you the video of that missile strike coming in. And Kerman itself is here. So just in case you're wondering, this is the border of Iran. They're striking all over the entire country. And of course, we know about the explosions in Baghdad. Iraqi airspace is closed. Iranian airspace is closed. I can also tell you now, Israeli airspace is closed. Everything's closed. But this is big. This is not 13 missiles at some little base. This is a massive preemptive strike on Iran. You can see daylight coming there to Israel. Let me continue. Netanyahu at 9:04. We have not eliminated Iran's ability to strike us. We are prepared for it. And over the next coming days, I am asking the Israeli citizens to cooperate with us completely. The Israeli strike was so surprising, we caught all the Iranian commanders in their beds. In fact, the IDF can confirm that not even one air raid alarm signal was activated in Tehran. I'm reading, guys, directly from IDF. Not one air alarm. So you could see, and that's why I was asking, where's the air defense? So I don't know how that works. I'm not an expert on missiles coming off of planes, other than I've been close to being hit by them. But as far as, why the air alarms didn't go off, of course, Israel had the intelligence for these homes. And now we know they were striking right at these guys' homes. Now we're going to get some more information. We're confirming that this was a crazy diversion operation. First, nonstop chatter on an imminent attack. And when you talk about it nonstop, it becomes less likely. We allowed that talk to go on and on and on purpose. Israel, nonstop meetings. We allowed the U.S. to talk. We allowed Great Britain to talk. We allowed European nations to talk. We allowed Iran to talk. I'm reading it right here. And then we struck. In the middle of the chaos, we struck. I can now confirm to you 9:08, and we're an hour and 10 minutes back. Chief of Staff Bagheri was targeted. The commander of the Revolutionary Guard, his name is Salami. Salami. The Secretary of the Supreme National Security Council, his name is Samchani. And multiple scientists operating at the highest level in the Iranian nuclear program. 9:10 p.m., an hour and 9 minutes ago, the third wave of attacks have begun. 2 missile bases in Tehran and Kermanshah, I've already showed you those, were attacked. 9:11 p.m., 1 hour and 8 minutes ago. Our first reconnaissance coming in. We are seeing possibility that the uranium enrichment facility in Natanz no longer exists. So let's do this. Natanz. And I'll take you guys back here. All right, we got Natanz here, and I'm going to give you a reference. Tehran is here. Natanz is here, and it was earlier. It's like 15 minutes ago on the timeline from the IDF where they said, "Remember these cities' names," and now 15 minutes later, initial. Remember, you can see well, not right now, but it's just becoming daylight over there. Initial reconnaissance is showing that the entire nuclear uranium enrichment facility in Natanz has been eliminated. This is the place we were talking about a few minutes ago that is just this little town, and it goes straight up in the mountains here and straight up in the mountains here. It's very obvious this is a very mountainous area. And Israel already saying, we've eliminated that. Now, we will wait for final confirmation, but that is what the initial information coming in is saying. Let's go back. Now, as you can see there, the lights are coming on. Let me get back to the chat on this. 8,000 of you guys in here watching. Thank you so much. Appreciate all of you. Daddy Jim sending 5 memberships. Oh, MDW, Canadian 20, Bad Synology PG. Look up the Saudi-Iran normalization agreement. All of this does is swap the nukes from Iran to the Saudis. Only piece of international diplomacy she did. That is actually correct. And I didn't even think about that. So thank you for bringing that into the chat, into the conversation, because you know it as well as I know it. They're all connected. And when I say they, I'm not trying to be derogatory there, but this coalition, and it doesn't matter what face you put on it, what picture you put on it, this coalition is built. And there will always be a fracture between the Arab world, the Jewish world. It's just the way it is. That's it. So thank you for that, MDW. Apatalks, thank you, my brother. Been here a long time, gifting 5 memberships. Dunk on you, 20 more gifted memberships. Thank you on you. Dunk on you, doing a good job modding. Nathan Poi, $20 super chat. Thank you. Adam Rounds, 5 gifted memberships. Thank you. Nathan Poi, $50 super chat. Thank you. Thank you guys for sharing. That's what's most important, helping us get the message out. And for that, I am so grateful to all of you. Now, let's go back. Let me keep you updated here. Give me 1 second. My wife is going to bed. Let me tell her good night. Good night, honey. Hey, when you're doing this stuff, it's 10:30 at night. You have to you have to make sure you tell the wife and the children good night. So wherever you're at, if you're watching and the family's going to bed, make sure you tell them good night. It's good. All right, let's get back to it on the timeline of what is happening. We're watching the sun begin to rise there. 9:12 p.m. So now, once again, for those of you that are new, I'm going off Eastern Standard Time. The fact is, it is 5:23 a.m. in Israel. It is 6:23 a.m. in Tehran. But I can tell you that at 9:12, an hour ago, Ben Gurion Airport, and that is located in Tel Aviv, is closed. El Al, which is the Israeli carrier, has canceled all flights. Listen, if El Al is canceling all flights, everybody's going to cancel all flights. That's easy. Now, Israel now saying that they actually had confirmation that Iran was days away from having 15 nuclear-equipped bombs. Now, I can't confirm it. I'm just telling you what I'm reading right from the IDF. I can show you this. We were wondering about Natanz. I've got video out of Natanz now, and this is the strike on Natanz. As we showed, it's that little flat, and then the mountains will go up. We could see that, but you can see that little strip of town there. So that, who knows? Scientist, office, commander, I don't know. But I do know that this site has been hit. You're seeing it there. And this is confirmation that this is part of the confirmation that Natanz has been hit. But also remember, this is the place where Israel is saying that they have completely, in initial reconnaissance, taken out the uranium enrichment facility. Sorry, uranium enrichment facility. Got a lot of stuff going on in my head right now. IDF is stating right now that the chances are increasing. Okay, this is going to be crazy, guys. 9:24 p.m. I'm almost caught up to an hour ago. Chances are increasing by the minute that the entire Iranian general staff, including the Iranian chief of staff and senior nuclear scientists, have all been eliminated in the opening blow. I am reading that directly to you guys. We will see. I'll keep going, but chances are increasing that the entire Iranian general staff, including the Iranian chief of staff and senior nuclear scientists, were eliminated in the opening blow. And remember, there have been 3 waves of attacks confirmed. Holy moly. Piran Shar. Okay, let's go back to here. So a new place has appeared. It's called Piran Shar. Yep, it's here. So I'll take you here. Piran Shar is Western Azerbaijan province, Iran. Okay, let's see where this is in relation to holy, okay, now we got something making sense here. Right on the border, guys. All right, let me, sometimes it's easier to see on this kind of map. Is that easier for you? Tehran here. What I'm getting ready to show you is Piran Shar military base located here. It's right on the border with Iraq and Turkey, just down from Turkey. That's what this pocket we're talking about up in here. And this is called the Azerbaijani province, of course, because it moves toward Azerbaijan. A strike on a military base. So, guys, we're talking now here, down here, Tehran, and then that I'll call it the nuclear corridor. It's not official, it's my name. Nuclear corridor that's been in this region right here. Plus Yemen. I mean, how many missiles and airplanes do they have in the air? How many? It's massive. Now, what we're seeing. Let me show you the video on it. Let me pull that up. I'll give you that here. So I all I can tell you is stuff's blowing up. That's all I can tell you. This is it. This is Piran Shah military base. See it in the background? So I'm not an expert on this, but it looks to me like a lot of stuff is blowing up in Piran Shah. And I can tell you, though, that is a military base. I just showed you the location of it on the border with Syria and north of that, Turkey. So that's what we've got there. We'll go back. This is sunrise coming up over. You're looking at Haifa, upper left, Jerusalem, Bethlehem, and Tel Aviv. I have the sound back there. You hear some of the roosters waking up back in the background. That's real sound. That's not fed in there. And if air alarm goes off, we'll hear it. I'll see it here as well. Another place has been attacked, and it's called Iraq, not Iraq, Iraq, A-R-A-K. So let's go back to the map. Here, we'll go back to the map, and Iraq. Yep, Markazi province, right here. What was here and what was attacked? Iraq is here. You can see how it's spelled with the A. Israel attacked the heavy water. The heavy water. What happened to my mouse here? There it is. Here in Iraq, they attacked the heavy water facility. Now, if I just zoom out once again, you can see that in relation to Tehran, the other military base you just saw here. This is what I'm calling that nuclear kind of corridor here, and they were striking down here. It's growing, guys. And then we add Iraq, A-R-A-K to that, where their heavy water facility is located, according to IDF, and that has been attacked as well. 9:26 p.m. I can't catch up into the hour. Ben Gurion Airport in Tel Aviv has began evacuating all civilian planes on the ground and taking them out of the country. So, it's like other countries' airlines. I flew one time. I went to Israel. I flew Delta. I fly Delta when I'm coming out of the U.S. all the time, but I've also flown a Ukrainian airline to Tel Aviv. So foreign countries as well as El Al, they are being evacuated. So they're being flown out of Israel and, going to friendly airports, wherever that may be. If I get that info, I'll tell it to you. But they are evacuating the planes off the ground. Another way, at 9:27 p.m., once again, if you're just jumping in here, I'm giving Eastern Standard Time. It is actually 5:32 a.m. in Israel. You can see the live cams there. The sun's coming up. But at 9:27, which would be 4:27, I guess I could do it in Israel time, 4:27 a.m., another wave of attacks from Iraqi airspace began. Israel once again confirming at 4:27 a.m. we had reached the end of our available window due to Iran had reached the point of being able to immediately produce 15 nuclear bombs. Tonight was the night that we had to attack. I can give you... let's go here. I can show you Iran right now. This is coming out of their Tasnim News. We can go here, Tasnim News. You can see, and if you guys are with me all the time, you see the Ukrainian footage we share nonstop. But this is This is what we're looking at. That's Iran this morning. I mean, we're talking about a shock attack. TasnimNews.com. I don't even know what that is. So let me look that up. Holy moly. Okay. Let's go here, guys. You know, when you start diving, you can start finding stuff. So let's go here. This is Tasnim News. It's actually in Persian, and I just did a Google Translate it. This is actually Iranian news. We can see right here. We have confirmation from Iran. Major General Salami was martyred in an Israeli terrorist attack. The commander-in-chief of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps was martyred. We also have, okay, guys, holy moly. Tehranchi and Abbasi were martyred in the Israeli terrorist attack. So I was telling you, I was getting the news in from IDF that they were having confirmations that they have really struck this leadership. And then there was initial information coming in that it looks like they've taken these guys out. Okay, well, I am now on Iranian news. It's in Persian. I can put it back in Persian, but none of us can read it unless you can read Persian. And we're reading it. So we've had Major General Salami martyred. Get the right angle here. We've got Tehranchi and Abbasi were martyred in the Israeli terrorist attack. And just like, actually, this makes me feel so good because I know I'm sharing facts with you. I trust my source from Israel 100%. 100%. I would never go on here live and read this stuff to you as it's transcripted out if I didn't trust it. And it feels so good to come here on the Iranian news and have confirmation of what I'm sharing with you is factual. Tehranchi and Abbasi were martyred in the Israeli terrorist attack. So we've got three now. Nuclear scientist Mohammed Mehdi Tehranchi and Feridun Abbasi were martyred in today's Israeli attacks. Third, Israel attacks Iran assassination of IRGC commander. Explosions have occurred in various parts of Tehran and other cities in Iran. We have flights suspended at Imam Khomeini Airport and Mehrabad Airport. The Public Relations Department announced that no strikes at the airport, but for now, civil aviation is closing all flights. The Israeli regime has confirmed the aggression against Iran. So those are our 5 top stories there. I'll check that back in a minute and we'll see if we get an update on it. But I just feel better seeing the confirmation there. And thank you guys. Let me go back now and check on the chats and we'll get back to it. Dr. Regan, my dear friend there in France, I got you up early this morning. Thank you for that 99-cent super chat. Daddy Jim gifting 5 memberships. Wild West Rosie, welcome to crew member. And Wild West Rosie with a $10 super chat. Thank you for your coverage. You are very welcome, and we appreciate you as well. Now, let's get back to the transcript. Thank you guys for watching and subscribing and liking. It helps. It just helps. It honestly, I do this 24/7. I mean, I did tell my wife good night in front of you guys and my kids. I do it 24/7, and it's my joy because I'm so passionate about Ukraine and fighting for Ukraine, and but fighting for truth around the world because the world is so divided. And we got 7,000 watching, and I'm sure we have 7,000 opinions in here, but we can find things that we agree on, and we work together on that. So thank you. Thank you. That's all I can say. Now let's get back to the timeline I'm reading to you guys here. Israel confirms at 9:28, just what I read to you, that Abbasi has been confirmed. Bagheri and Salami confirmed by IDF, which we just read on the Persian news. But now Israel is saying, and I have to say, okay, they're probably accurate because the three they've already said they eliminated, Iran is confirmed, but they're saying they have also eliminated the aerospace chief Amir Ali Hajizadeh. They literally have eliminated all the leaders in the key components of the nuclear development there in Iran. Okay, I'll give you some more now because I'm getting it. This was a combined attack not only by the Israeli Air Force, but also divisions of Mossad were on the ground assisting in this attack. It would be impossible to have the success that we've had tonight, striking general leadership in one night, striking nuclear facilities in one night, destroying their ballistic missile project in one night. Thank you to the Mossad work on the ground, partnering with our Air Force in the air. So this attack is historic. This is what Israel is saying. Iranian television reporting right now that Revolutionary Guard headquarters also was attacked in the second wave of attacks. Okay, now 9:36. So we're up to 1 hour ago, 4:36 a.m. Let's stay on the East Coast time here. IDF stating right now they expect Iran to fire 600 ballistic missiles in the first wave. Now, I had the feeds right there. I got the feed here going with the latest. We'll see. We'll see. You talking about an Iron Dome. Now, remember, there was a few months ago, Iran did that large strike, and I cannot remember how many missiles it was, but it was in the hundreds. And the Iron Dome defended Israel fairly well, fairly well to very well. But I don't, what's going to happen on this, I don't know. But IDF saying that they are expecting a wave of 600 missiles. Everything so far I've been reading to you has been very accurate. I would consider that to be accurate as well. I can show you video right now in the suburbs of Tehran. Cloudy morning. You can see the mountains in the background, and you can see a target on fire, or one of the places that has been struck. This is massive. IDF now confirming that we have eliminated Revolutionary Guard Commander Hossein Salami. So, of course, we've got it confirmed from Iran. Now the IDF is confirming it. Also, Bagheri, Iran confirmed that. And now IDF confirming we have eliminated Bagheri. And he is the chief of the general staff. IDF now officially confirming that we have eliminated Hajizadeh. He is the aerospace commander. So I can show you guys, and I don't want this to be morbid at all, but I'm just sharing facts. So this gentleman has been eliminated. This gentleman has been eliminated. This gentleman has been eliminated. This is what we're looking at, and that's confirmed IDF and confirmed Iran. 9:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're now 58 minutes behind real time. Israel has downed 8 Iranian fighter jets in air-to-air combat. Okay, I don't have any video on it. I don't have any photos on it, but everything else I've shared with you tonight has been factual. We'll see. We'll wait for the confirmation, but that's what we're getting as of 58 minutes ago. Additionally, tens of thousands of reservists for the Israeli Defense Forces are being called up this morning. So it is 5:44 a.m. in Israel, and I can tell you there are Israeli citizens that will be called up, reservists there, by the tens of thousands this morning. The initial attack that did the damage, the surprise attack, the coordination, I'm reading this, between Mossad and the Israeli Air Force, the actual strike time, the window of strike, meaning not the flight time of the planes, of course, but the strike time from when the first missile was fired to the last strike occurred, happened in 10 minutes all over Iran, and every target within that 10-minute window, including the people that were targeted, also the nuclear facilities, the ballistic missile facilities, the surface-to-surface missile facilities, air defense system facilities, and other security assets were all struck simultaneously on the first wave in a 10-minute window. Now we have confirmation that the number 2 nuclear scientist, and I'm looking to get his name proper, has also been eliminated. The head and the assistant. Yeah. So the assistant is this guy down here in the lower left. So we now add that. And this all happened in that 10-minute window, guys. I mean, it's I won't even be able to sleep tonight, to be honest with you, because I don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be interesting. Ismail Khani, he is the head of the Quds force. Israel reporting they've taken him out as well. I can give you a picture of course, flight radar. That's about 50 minutes ago, 40 minutes ago. Now let me see where we're at. Okay, so we're up to 45 minutes ago. Iran has made a statement. It only has 4 words. No more red lines. That's it. So I don't know what that means. For sure. Okay, let's be honest. Iranian Shahed technology that Russia has used, not only using Iranian Shaheeds, drones, but also, of course, Russia developed them into the second version and the third version with a jet engine on them, and they're very difficult on Ukraine daily. Remember, it's Iranian design, and we know that they have thousands upon thousands of Shaheeds. They have thousands of ballistic missiles. They don't have nuclear capability at this point, and they have been severely crippled in their leadership. But there's something coming. 10:02, 46 minutes ago, IDF confirming that the third wave attack, which we've already been talking about, the first, the second, and the third wave is underway currently, and the attack plan is even more intricate than the first wave. And remember, it was the first wave that did so much damage. Okay. I'm not trying to sensationalize anything. I've got a live feed up for you guys to see what's happening in Israel if we get an air alarm going, and I am reading the feed. But I can tell you at 10:04 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5:04 a.m., 45 minutes ago, Israel's entire Air Force was in the air, implementing this operation that has been planned since 2015. That's the direct statement. 10 years in planning, and I can tell you that 45 minutes ago, every airplane that Israel has was in the air. Now, okay, inquiring minds want to know. I have an inquiring mind. How many planes does Israel have in its Air Force? $600. I'll just show you because I want everything to be confirmed as I'm sharing it with you factually. I mean, and this is just a quick AI search, but I'm saying 600 because 600 reported by Business Insider January 2025, 581 aircraft according to 2022, 656 is what the Israel Air Force says they have, 608 Wikipedia says. Let's just say 600. Okay. There's 600 airplanes in the air. And of course, that's going to be all different types. But F-15s, F-16s, every one. And I completely, as I've told you guys, everything we're doing, I think we're validating very factually, is in the air. IDF reporting 44 minutes ago that this is the biggest operation that Israel has ever enacted. Ever. This is the biggest strike that Israel has ever. Ooh. Okay. I love reading this stuff and then sharing it with you. All right, this is coming from Iran. I'm sorry, coming from Israel, IDF. For anyone out there who believes that the United States has not coordinated with Israel on this strike on Iran, you are sadly mistaken. On April the 12th, Trump, in a statement, and I'm just quoting the facts here, guys. Whatever your view is, you can have it. On April 12th, Trump gave a window of 60 days for a deal to be made with Iran. Today, June 13th, over there, still June 12th here late at night, is day 61. I'm just reading what they're saying. Okay, this is what I'm talking about here. We're going to go to Tabriz right now, and I'm going to show you. All right. This is one of the places I've shown you in that nuclear window of their development facilities here. Now, you see the town of Tabriz, but you see where the attack happened. It's up on the ridge. That will be one of the underground facilities. I mean, look at this city here, guys. That's Tabriz, Iran. But you can see where the attack is. It is up on the mountain, and you see nothing there. So that is showing not only have they hit, of course, the urban areas going after heads, but they're also hitting those facilities. I'll give you some footage right now coming out of Tehran 40 minutes ago. We'll go here. This is not Beirut. This is Iran. This is Tehran. Let me make sure I clarify that. Tehran, the capital of Iran. So we can assume this is where one of the leaders lived or was at that has been eliminated or targeted. Let's go next. So there, of course, are a lot of Iranians that are they're not pro-Israel, but they are anti the regime that is controlling Iran. So they are actually trolling Iran themselves right now. And I'll show you this video clip. This is coming out of Iran. And this is an Israeli fighter jet. And they're saying, okay, so we just allow all these jets to fly over our skies uninterrupted. Every jet that goes up to go against them gets shot down. So that's in the skies this morning over, and you could see the plane there, over Iran. And Iranians are trolling themselves. Okay, 10:10 p.m. Iran will declare war in the coming hours. Okay, that's all I can tell you. Iran will declare war in the coming hours. That's 45 minutes ago. Now a fifth person has been confirmed eliminated. His name is Reza Mozaffarinia. Reza Mozaffarinia. He is the head of the Center for Security Research and Development, one of the key members of the Iranian nuclear program, if not the number one man in the program, has been eliminated. 5:14 a.m. in Israel, the Prime Minister and Minister of Defense are in a very secure underground, unknown location, directing the entire operation. Now, this is a good graphic here I can show you. This is just coming out, and you're seeing, we'll go here. This is good here. This is where Israel is attacking. I've been showing you these places on, just a Google map, pulling up the town names. But Tabriz, you're going to know these names now. Kermanshah, Arak, A-R-A-K, Isfahan, Tehran, Natanz, and there are others. But this is now, graphically a way that you could see it. I'm not going to put the sound on this, but I will show you the video. It's just chaos. Actually, it says it's just hysteria. This is Tehran. You can see the strike and people just running, getting out. So I'm trying to give you as, real as I can and from the source I trust. Let me go back now and say thank you guys for being here. Let me get back to this. Thank you to the mods working. I appreciate you guys so much. Papa Dutch, $5 super chat question. Will they continue in the daylight? That's a coin flip. Well, Papa Dutch, maybe not such a coin flip now because we know it's daylight there. You can see the feeds that I'm giving you. And we know that a third wave attack is currently underway right now. So for sure, and I showed you the picture of the fighter jet flying in the daylight. Stephen Phelps, man, you've been around a long time. Thank you so much, Stephen, out there in California, $9.99 super chat. Steve Sane down there in Australia. Thank you always, Pastor Greg and Zhenya, for all you continue to do for the people and soldiers of Ukraine. Slava Ukraini. Let's do that. You got to have one of those. Yeah, that's what. Thank you, Steve. Pyro Kurt Brubaker, another one of the phenomenal mod teams here. Thank you, guys. I can't even keep up. Thank you for all you do. $10 super chat to give us the truth. Slava Ukraini. Papa Dutch informing us $2 super chat to become an ace. Calls for 5 aerial victories. We may have some aces coming out tonight. I don't know if one pilot took out 8, but we know that at least 8 have been eliminated. Kim Atkins, $5 super chat. Israel, a.k.a. 300 Spartans. That's exactly right. Dunk on you, $20 super chat. Israel does not mess around. Period. I would interject into your comment there, Dunk, and I guess you'll give me permission. Please keep Ukraine in your thoughts, Slava Ukraini. That's for sure. Because, listen, guys, I'm telling you, we got Pandora's box open now. Because everything's connected here. And I'm not conspiracy theorizing. Thank you. If someone bought 3 coffees, thank you for that. You got the Slava Ukraini there. Guys, it's just all connected, period. And we know that. Wild West Rosie, and I don't want to be not accused, that's a bad word. Create an open-ended statement. Iran, Russia, China, North Korea, connected, period. Israel, U.S., connected. Ukraine fighting a war against Russia. Russia has invaded Ukraine. Russia is the invading nation. Putin is the chief terrorist of the world. Ukraine has technology that is blowing the world away with what they're doing. Now attention will be diverted to the Middle East that could go and should go to Ukraine. And, it was Zelensky just a few days ago. And I want to keep focused on here, but you guys get me talking about Ukraine and away we go. But it was Zelensky a few days ago talking about 20,000 components necessary to protect against shaheeds there in Ukraine was diverted to the Middle East. And, of course, Zelensky's telling the truth 100%, but really interesting timing. Just a few days later, we see what's happening here. Blonde Bombsheller, the bomb of mods, $100 super chat. Thank you, Blonde BB. Appreciate you, Greg. Folks, hit the like and subscribe if you appreciate Greg too. Hey, thank you so much. Renegade Chungus. Greg, I just came in. How big was the strike? Renegade Chungus, it is the largest strike in the history of Israel, and every plane that they have, which is approximately 600, was in the air at the same time. Unprecedented. Massive strike, and it's still happening. Milton D, $10 super chat. Keep up the good work. Great reporting. Thanks for the geopolitical analysis. Milton D, you are very, very welcome. Thank you for that. All right, let's get back. I want to keep you updated here. We can see the skyline there, and I'll catch up. Okay, 10:19, 40 minutes ago, it is reported in Iran that in 30 minutes, Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei will declare war on Israel. 10:20 p.m. Eastern, 5:20 a.m. Israel time. Israeli official being interviewed on Fox News, and you guys can see I'm not going to mainstream news. I'm trying to give you the information straight from Israel. I don't want to hear it secondhand on Fox, ABC, CBS, BBC. I mean, we'll look at local there if we get it, but I'd rather give it to you here. But I can tell you that 43 minutes ago on Fox News in the United States, an Israeli official spokesperson for the nation declared, "We have only just begun." Actually, quote, "We are just getting started." 10:26 p.m., 37 minutes ago, the entire Israeli Air Force is conducting this attack in waves. At times, all of our airplanes are in the air at the same time. The reason for this is it does not allow Iran to respond the way that they want to. So in this very, of course, offensive attack, now Israel's saying the reason we are attacking this way, and basically as a poker player, they're going all in. They've put all their airplanes in the air. They have struck all over Iran. They have taken out key leaders confirmed by Iran. And I'll go back to that Iranian news site in just a second, and we'll see if it's updated any. They're all in. But it was not only offensive, they're now saying the reason we did it this way is A, that 10-minute window that they were not prepared for. We took them out, but also it did not allow them to defend properly because we had so much in the air. Okay, now, this is what I told you guys before. The United States Air Force is not participating in this with B-52 bombers. The B-52 bombers, and I think there's another bomber, it's only two, can carry the bunker buster bombs that can go deep into the mountain or through the concrete and then explode and detonate once it's impacted deep, however many meters deep that is. IDF now confirming again, American planes are not being used in these attacks. B-52 bombers are not being used in these attacks. Bunker busting bombs are not being used in these attacks. We are currently striking the nuclear sites that are deep underground, and it will require many waves of attacks to hit the same targets to get to the level we need. The second wave attacks on underground facilities is happening right now. That was 37 minutes ago. Israeli IDF now stating that they also targeted but do not have confirmation of a strike. Ali Shamkhani. Ali Shamkhani is the head of Iran's nuclear program, and he is also the senior advisor to the supreme leader Khamenei. He was targeted. No confirmations of anything there, but they have released that they did target him as well. 10:34 p.m., 5:34 a.m. in Israel there. 32 minutes ago. Iran has closed the country's airspace, period. It will not be reopened until further notice. Any flights that plan to use that airspace, not allowed. Iranian media now announcing at 10:35 p.m., 32 minutes ago, 5:35 a.m. Israel time, Iranian nuclear scientist Dr. Mohammad Mehdi Tarichi. He was the president of Azad University and involved in the nuclear program, has been eliminated. Unbelievable. The strike, this is at 10:38. We're now within 30 minutes of real time. The strike has been going for 2.5 hours nonstop. General Staff of the Iranian Armed Forces, General Staff of the Iranian Armed Forces, not Israeli, Iranian, just made a statement in Tehran 28 minutes ago. We will respond harshly to Israel's attack. Not only Israel will pay the price, but the United States will pay the price as well. End of quote. Good luck. Okay. Now we have an IDF statement coming out at 10:45. You know, you say, Greg, are there that many statements coming out? Yes. I'm following them nonstop right here. And we're up to now within 25 minutes of real time. We've been through 2 hours coming to real time. You're watching the sunrise there in Haifa, Jerusalem, Bethlehem, and Tel Aviv. I mean, think about it if it was your country and your military put every airplane you have in the air and was striking your enemy nation. Unprecedented. And your military was targeting their key leadership in multiple spheres and then confirming that they're eliminated in the middle of the night. And it's confirmed by the enemy nation. It's nonstop going on, but the releases I'm giving you, 100% coming from IDF, 100%. They just stated 25 minutes ago, this is an unprecedented achievement. We have struck a significant blow to the top of the Iranian military and the Revolutionary Guards. In addition, we have successfully struck nuclear scientists who were assisting in carrying out the execution. We, IDF, have a long and broad offensive plan for the days ahead. We have very complex plans that are ahead of us. Please be prepared. The Iranians will respond. But if you, the public, are disciplined, if you listen, there will be few casualties. But make no mistake about it, we are at war. End of quote. Iran now confirming, okay, so evidently Iran had underground missile silos that would open, missiles come out underground. I know for a fact, United States, we have those. I've been in Ukraine and seen old Soviet underground complexes that basically have doors that open and missiles would come out. That was back during the time, of course, of the Soviet Union in the Cold War, and there was nuclear missiles everywhere. I've been on those sites. I've seen those facilities. I've seen the doors. These are real places. So Iran is reporting that a part of Israel's attack, they not only attacked leadership, they not only attacked the nuclear program, but they are also attacking multiple launch sites of our underground, basically trap doors. They're destroying the entrances systematically. They are completely, I guess this is a fair word to say, and I'll go back to the chat and see and make sure it's not disrespectful, but they're literally neutering the ability of Iran to strike. IDF initial estimation, and this is what they released at 10:48 p.m. Eastern, 5:48 a.m. Israel time. It's now 11:12, so 20 some minutes ago. Iran will declare war on us. We are already at war with them, and we are expecting the war to last a minimum of 2 weeks due to the plans that are in action We expect that the fighting against Iran will last at least 2 weeks. All right, here it comes, guys. IDF. The United States will assist in defense and may join in the continued attacks, with it expected to expand its efforts in the region in the next 24 hours. According to the security sources, the recent statements between the United States and Israel were coordinated, and the plan was to put Iranians and the world to sleep. And then we attacked. There was a report that came out that says Khamenei was killed. That is not true. Khamenei is Iran's supreme leader. As of 26 minutes ago, that is fake news. I'll see if there's anything updated after this, but that is fake news. Khamenei is alive in a secure place and being updated on the situation. Israel just launches 10:48 p.m. Our fourth wave of attacks have begun. Once again, targeting nuclear infrastructure deep inside mountains, deep underground. Israel now saying that and this is the last one, this is my last update. Before the attack on Iran, Israel carried out for weeks a deception operation that included media and political components, and this was our plan to surprise Iran. So I'm now going to say I'm assuming. I'm not reading something now as a transcript for you, but I'm assuming there was a lot of coordination in this, not only between the United States and Israel, but I'm sure some other nations as well. Linda S. there in Australia, $50 super chat. Never forget Ukraine. Slava Ukraini.
Slava Ukraini.
There you go. Orest Turak, $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much, Orest. And I hope I pronounced your last name right, Turak. Kiwi John, New Zealand. That's my buddy down there in New Zealand, Kiwi John. Greg, do you know who's Iran's allies? Absolutely, we know who's Iran's allies. Vladimirovich Putin and Kim Jong-un and Xi Jinping. That's their allies. Now, it'll be covert. It will be, it's kind of like right now. Okay, I can give you this about the war in Ukraine. China is providing Russia with so many components that are necessary for their technical development of weapons, like in the Shahed development. We're now in the third generation of Shahed. China's supplying all of that to Russia, and it's kind of like on the down low, but we know it's happening. I can tell you 100% confirmed that Russia, for example, now has the ability with FPV drones on fiber optic to reach out a distance of 50 kilometers. And it was China who assisted Russia in the development of the 50-kilometer spool technology and assisted in the manufacture. But nobody talks about it. So we know that there is deep relationship between Putin, Khamenei, Xi Jinping, and Rocket Boy. No question. Kim Atkins, $5. Yeah. So I guess the talks for Sunday with Iran is out of the question. Oh, geez. Breaks my heart. Yeah, it's sad. I wish it was different. You know, who wants war anywhere? It's horrible. And I spend a lot of time in Ukraine. And for all of you guys that are new here, I'll be heading back to Ukraine, but you can look in the old stuff. Thank you for being here. Thank you for liking and commenting and subscribing. It's been a great chat. Our mods are awesome. I can't even keep up with the chat. I'm trying to keep up with the information I'm providing you. It's so bad. And you know, I just feel, I feel for people, because I'm going to tell you, you know, there's good people in Iran. There's good people in Israel. There's good people in your country, wherever you're watching from. There's good people everywhere. And it's devastating. You know, I think about children in Gaza. It's devastating. I hate it with a passion to see these children killed. And it's spiraling right now. And it's not a theory. We're witnessing it right in front of our eyes spiral. All right, let me see if so we do have update from the all right, we've got a statement from the supreme leader of Iran. And this may be a place where I'll wind the stream down and get some rest, because it's going to be a crazy day tomorrow. Okay. You guys, okay, y'all ask me questions, and then I start reading Persian news here, and it like answers the question. But let's look at two things here, and then I'll check one more feed, and we'll see where we're at. We've been going 2 hours, and thank you so much. Let's go here. So this is Persian news. I've translated into English. So Imam Khomeini, Israel should expect severe punishment. We'll see what happens. Following the Israeli attack, the supreme leader of the Islamic Revolution said, with this crime, the Zionist regime has prepared itself for a bitter and painful fate, and it will definitely receive it. I'm reading this to you, translated from Persian into English. And it says, according to the political group Tasnim News Agency, following the crime committed by the Zionist regime against our beloved country at dawn today, Friday, Ayatollah Khomeini, the supreme leader of the Islamic Revolution, issued a message to the great nation of Iran. This has just happened. The text of the message is as follows, and I will now read it to you. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, the great nation of Iran. At dawn today, the Zionist regime opened its dirty and bloody hand to a crime in our beloved country. And I'm reading this section right here. And revealed its evil nature more than ever by striking residential centers. We've seen the pictures of that, the video of that. But they were going after those targets. The regime must expect severe punishment. The powerful hand of the Islamic Republic's armed forces will not abandon him, God willing. Several commanders and scientists were martyred in the enemy attacks. Their successors and colleagues will immediately resume their duties, God willing. With this crime, the Zionist regime prepared for itself a bitter and painful fate, and it will definitely receive it. Sayyid Ali Khamenei. End of message. So there we have the official response from Ali Khamenei. Now, additionally, it was in the chat, and we were just talking about, okay, who's the partners here? Look at this next little. I'll blow it up for you. Iran-Russia Comprehensive Strategic Partnership Bill approved. And you can, right here. This is June 11th dated. So just yesterday, June 11th, Iran-Russia Comprehensive Strategic Partnership Bill approved by Guardian Council. So that is not a military pact, but it's a massive strategic partnership. And that's exactly what Russia calls it. And I can already tell you that the Duma in Moscow has already approved the same strategic partnership bill. So now it's official. If you're wondering who the partners are, Iran and Russia and the others we just talked about. But we can confirm, and I didn't even know this until getting here, Iran now, their Guardian Council has confirmed that agreement, and Russia has confirmed it. So that comprehensive strategic partnership, it's not a military alliance like North Korea, but it's everything except a military alliance, literally. Even nuclear development, nuclear strategy, nuclear technology is in that partnership. It's a fact. But it's now confirmed, both sides. So we'll see what comes of that, and we'll see where we're at. Let me go back to the live cams for you. I'll check the feed one last time here. Israel starts its fifth wave of attack. Holy moly. Now, Israel has attacked Iran's main refinery. I can give you this. You can see daylight. And Papa Dutch, you were wondering, are they going to attack at day? Yep, absolutely. That is their main refinery burning. So that has been attacked in, whether it was third wave, fourth wave, of course, not fifth wave. Fifth wave is just going up now. It's nonstop. It is nonstop. Just think about how much it took to prepare for this strike. I'm checking one last line here, and I think we'll be caught up. And I am just, I can tell you the price of oil is going up. Okay, so people are asking, how will this affect Russia, Ukraine? Well, price of oil is going up right now, and that's positive for Russia. And the attention is going to go Middle East, and that's why we also have to continue to fight and keep the attention on Ukraine as well, and fight for their victory and stand with them. Let me get down to here. We can tell you it's going to get interesting now. U.S. Air Force surveillance aircraft are active in the air on the Iraqi border. So we don't have confirmation that the U.S. is giving that to Israel, but come on, of course they are. And I'm an American, so I'm just telling you, they're not going to be flying on the Iraqi border and not giving data to Israel on this type of attack. So that's where we're at right now. We do have a statement from the IAEA. We're closely monitoring the deeply concerning situation. I'll give this to you. IAEA situation in Iran. Agency can confirm Natanz site among targets. The agency is in contact with the Iranian authorities regarding radiation levels. We are also in contact with our inspectors in the country. So this is where we're at. Let me check one last thing here. And guys, I think I'm about out of gas, to be honest with you. Thank you. Kim Adkins, $5 super chat. I heard she lost power. Winnie Yang is taking over, and they say is prowess and things are going to change. Kim, You're going to have to make me look up something before I go to sleep. But I haven't heard that, but we'll see. Thank you for sharing. Guys, thank you. I want to say a special thank you to all of the moderators that have helped and all of you guys that have sent super chats and gifted memberships and subscribed. Thank you for that. Thank you for hitting the like button. Thank you for telling others. Thank you for sharing and helping us spread the truth. And yes, I so I can confirm to you now, I could sit here all night, but I'm going to fall out from, I've been working on Ukraine since early this morning. Okay. We've got two things I need to share with you. The United States has 6 reconnaissance planes in the air. They've been circling the whole time. And that's confirmed from IDF. So you can make your own decision there. But the fact is, at the minimum, the United States has had surveillance aircraft in the air doing this attack. I can also tell you that 2 minutes ago, the United States moved to DEFCON 4 alert level. Official reports indicate the United States has raised its military alert to DEFCON 4, and that means it's a level of high alert, indicating reinforcement of global intelligence and surveillance systems. This is an unusual step that's coming out of IDF as well. So that's where we're at right now, guys. And listen, if something else goes sideways, definitely we'll jump back on here in the middle of the night. But wherever you're at, it may be daytime. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being here. And just remember, people, no matter what your viewpoint is, Joanne Hurls, what a nice comment. And I'm just looking over here. And I didn't even hook my other stuff up where I can put comments up, but I want to draw attention to your comment. I'm here until you sign off. Internet and YouTube is new to my country living. Still learning my way around this and gird my daily. Have to read and comment on phone, but view YouTube on TV. Joanne, welcome. And Jason Gabrant, you've done a great job today, Greg. You've reported on Ukraine, and also, well, that went by so fast I can't keep up. I want to catch that one. That was a very nice comment, and thank you. Reported on Ukraine and giving us live news on Iran and Israel. Good job on keeping us up to date. Thank you, Jason. You're very, very welcome. Blaine Sitter, the British had nothing to do with this. I would say I would actually agree with that. John Hoover, great job tonight. John, thank you and bless you over there, brother. And for guys from wherever you're at, all around the world, thank you very much. I think Patterson, DEFCON 4, one step above normal, only signifies increased surveillance, and that's from Vigo Holmson, and I think that's accurate. So thank you for sharing. JJB, 1 p.m. in Australia. Must be very late for you, Greg. It's 11:31 Eastern Standard Time. That's where we're at. And guys, thank you so much. Let me check this last thing, and thank you. I appreciate all of you deeply. Once again, thank you to the mods, and thank you to everyone, all the new folks. You guys be blessed. Make sure that notification bell is on, and we'll keep you updated. One last check, and we're up to date. It's going to continue. Thank you. Be blessed, and we will see you later.
Slava Ukraini!